whole of Ireland is rising up against a corrupt government, guys, okay? Young and old coming together. We love to see it. Most of my videos that I've made are talking about, you know, people now over in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 65 plus. Everyone knows exactly what's going on. But for the longest time, you know, the media and, you know, the mainstream, the politicians, RTE, these mainstream news platforms, they lie en masse to the youth of Ireland, you know, from teenagers, younger people, then up to, you know, the older 18, 19, 20, 20s plus, you know, the college years as well. Most people are liberal. They lie to the liberal college students. They're all left-wing, woke, DEI. They love communism. They love Marxism. I actually had someone say to me a few weeks ago, I love communism. You know, they've lied to the young people en masse. But it's great to see we have a few people that are coming back. Today we have a kid here, and I say kid, I'm not sure exactly what age he is, 16 to 18 years old. Okay, he looks very, very young, but his brain is about 100 years old. This man is smart beyond his belief. Okay, I haven't watched this full video, but I watched the first 30 seconds. He's talking about how Ireland is completely gone to the dogs, and, you know, the mainstream media have lied to the people en masse. You know, and this is what the politicians do, guys. They don't like younger people because younger people don't vote. Okay, that's not the big voter base. The voter base is 40 plus, 40 to 65 to 70 to 80. These are the big voter ages where people at these ages vote the most. But here we have an amazingly smart kid. We're going to break down exactly what he says. It's amazing to see. He put this video up on TikTok. The name of his channel is called We All Come Together. Coming together and helping each other, you know, rise up against the bullshit that's happening. You know, we can see even at the 26th of April protest, national protest for Ireland, there was kids, young and old, dogs, babies. You know, everybody is understanding now the bullshit about the housing, the immigration, the economics, the lifestyle, even the weather with the flipping chemtrails and that whole thing. So yeah, it's absolutely being exposed. Everything is coming to light now, and it's amazing to see. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. Let's hear it.
What's happening next? So this video is not a video I'd normally do, but I wanted to pop on and I wanted to address something real quick. For all the people out there that call Ireland a racist country, we are not a racist country. We are a country trying to survive. We are trying to survive something that we think you can't survive in. There's people outside Dublin that's coming into Dublin and coming for us. Like, I think it's disgraceful in my opinion. I know Gary Noonan came on a few months ago and expressed how he felt about this. He got a lot of hate for it and he came off TikTok for a while. But the thing is, I don't care if I get cancelled off TikTok.
This man is in the big boy league. When you say you don't give a shit about being cancelled, that is the big boy league. So congratulations. Most men in this country are too bitch ass to ever stand up and say anything, okay? The women stand up more than the men, quite frankly, in this country. I don't know what, you know, a lot of men in this country are just, you know, the most ballless sons of bitches ever, guys. So he said, you know, this is not a normal TikTok video that I do. You know, of course, you know, we're not racist. I mean, even that using that word racist is hilarious. This is a word that globalists use, you know, Marxist communists use to discredit, you know, people if they're against them in any way. You know, I don't want my kids to be LGBT. Oh, you're homophobic, you're transphobic. That's what they use. Okay, they use these buzzwords to discredit what you're trying to, you know, honestly say. And then he goes on to talk about Gary Noonan. Gary Noonan a little bit sold out to me. I still like Gary Noonan a little bit, but at the moment, guys, you know, to me, really, I can't like him that much because he is kind of sold out. He said specifically about the immigration thing that's not being handled correctly, which he's right about. The government is not handling this correctly. The Irish government have completely disowned the people. And of course, you know, he backtracked once all his sponsorships got taken away. Once the source of the income got taken away, he completely backtracked. Okay, let's see what he says.
This is something that really needs to be addressed, and this is not our country anymore.
Big time.
I went around the whole of Dublin nearly over the last few months, and it's getting worse and worse and worse.
Oh yeah.
For the women in Dublin, and the men in Dublin, and the kids in Dublin, we need to stand together We need to fight this. If the government isn't helping, this is where we need to take action. Myself personally, wouldn't know how to organise a protest. But if there's someone out there that would like to organise a protest, I want you to do that. I want you to do that for Ireland, for the kids, for the women, for the men, for the nannies, for the granddads, for everyone in Ireland, for everyone's safety. We need to take action and do our own little thing. We need to stop this from happening. The government isn't listening to what we have to say, so we need to make them listen.
Yeah, big time, guys. You know, he said right there we need to fight, and you heard it. You know, the spirit of Donald Trump lives through the people of Ireland as well, guys. That sort of anti-globalist agenda bullshit, you know, they're trying to push on the people. You know, Donald Trump said it when he nearly got assassinated. You know, he said fight, fight, fight. You know, not in a violent way, in a peaceful way, guys. We can vote. We can do things to stop this bullshit from happening, okay? And then, of course, he said, you know, when he walks around Dublin City, you know, it's an absolute shit show. And me too, guys. Like I said, I walk around the GPO. You know, there's people handing out to homeless people. None of the homeless people. And then there's like, you know, none of the homeless people are Irish, first of all. And then the flipping Irish are dying on the side of the street using drugs as well as flipping foreign. And then you have Roma gypsies running around the place pickpocketing people. And then you have, you know, people from flipping Albania and wherever, Kosovo, and just random Georgia, just sitting on the side of O'Connell Street drinking coffee, not contributing to society. It's just a shit show. You know, I don't particularly think, you know, I mean, obviously crime gone through the roof, like everyone's talking about, stabbings literally every day. I did a video yesterday, 5 people got convicted of murder in a flipping day. Like, what in the Christ is going on, guys? This is a shit show. This is a flipping this is a pandemic. This is a real pandemic. Like, honestly, I love this. This kid is great, man, because he's really woken up. A lot of young people, like I said, brainwashed by the mainstream, you know, liberals. You have to be under 25, you got to be liberal. And I'm not per se a conservative, because I think a lot of conservatives are, you know, it's boring. That's why it doesn't appeal to young people. You know, they need to be more fun. You know, that's why my channel is aimed at younger people. It's, you know, it's more fun. I make jokes, I laugh and stuff. Not much to laugh about because it is a dire situation. But at the same time, guys, you know, the young people don't love that sort of boring conservative bullshit, right? But we need to be able to get voices heard from the young and older. I love it, guys. This guy, perfect so far.
This from happening. The government isn't listening to what we have to say, so we need to make them listen.
Yep.
By make them listen, I don't mean in a violent way. In a peaceful way. We need to make Ireland listen. We need to make Ireland great again. Coolock got them out. And now, in Dublin 8, they are trying their hardest to get their people out as well. But that's not enough. We need our country. We need our whole nation to come together for one of the biggest protests in Ireland, and that Ireland's ever seen, in 2025. Let's stop this from happening. I'm a youngster speaking from my heart. So if you want to come from me for speaking out and being honest, feel free to come for me. But this is just my opinion.
Wow, what an absolute legend. Okay, so he said, you know, I'm a young fella speaking out, so if you want to come for me, you know, you gotta flip and, you know, I don't care, basically. And if you're coming for him, you gotta come through me first, guys, alright? I got your back, friend. And, you know, that's the thing, man, like, in Dublin, lads, like, Dublin and the west and the north, you know, Donegal, and then you have the south, Cork. We have a small country, guys. We need to come together as people, you know. I feel like there's a lot of, you know, a lot of aggro on the side, maybe sometimes of the right-leaning people. You know, you can see that the left, you know, unify over their bullshit, you know, and their ideas are just lunacy, okay? But people on the right are more hard-headed, you know, so it's great to see younger people coming out now, trying to get people to support you. But I do feel the last year and a half, there's been a huge change. The people on the right now are really coming together, guys. You know, there is a big support for this. It's not just left-wing people that are together. The right are really, really forming together. It's great to see. You know, people are, you know, much more understanding. Shout out to Terry K as well on this video. I saw this one, like, you know, a few hours ago. It's amazing to see that younger people are speaking up and actually understanding what's going on, because the younger people get brainwashed nonstop. There's articles coming out every single day about, you know, different flipping news articles about different curriculums in the country, you know, that are being brainwashed in the kids. These books, the history books, geography books, SPHE, you know, all these different educational things. Then you have colleges. I went to college, you know, in flipping the city, and it's all just brainwashing bullshit. People are really starting to understand what's going on right now. You know, there's no sort of stupidity anymore about it. You know, we know what's going on. We notice. We're very savvy to the agendas. The Irish government are running the country absolutely into the ground. So hopefully we can keep pushing back. And if you want to keep pushing back with me, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today for only €5, price of a coffee per month. I appreciate the support. Helps me drive these messages out to more and more people. You know, it's a win-win, okay? And I have a bunch of other videos as well. So yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let me know your thoughts. Much love to all the youth of Ireland. It's great to see the youth. And like I said, I'm an old man. I'm 29, guys. But, and that's a joke, okay, to all the older people than me, because the older people are even better, guys. They have more strength, more power. The younger people have power too. You know, a lot of the times when you're young, you feel like you don't have any pull, any power, but you do, guys. It's not just the 40, 50, 65-year-olds, 70-year-olds that are able to vote and stuff. You know, it's the youth, guys, the youth coming up, teenagers, young adults, young men, young women in colleges now, in secondary school. They're able to speak up and understand that the shit's being, you know, completely destroyed in this country. So much love to you, all you young legends, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.